Hey, what's up, guys? Here in the Five Sports Pod, where everything we got is hot. I'm your host, Zach Jackson. Here on another episode we have for you all today. We are here on Recap Tuesday for Season 7, Episode number 25. Hope you guys are doing great. It is currently 4 a.m. on Tuesday, this fine morning. We're powered by StreamYard, where StreamYard makes the dream yard go. So let's get right into the show I have for you all today. We are going to be going over the top 10 teams that Fox Sports has, and that I really have, that really won in their draft picks. For me, that is the ultimate goal. We're going to be going over that and how those 10 teams really did in the NFL draft and really helped out their teams for the long run. Our second segment, we're going to be going into some NBA and NHL bracket recap, see where all the sports games are, see where all the series are going right now, and what are my thoughts on the series so far. If you guys are here on TikTok Live, welcome. It's currently 4 a.m. and we're rocking with the show. We should have did it Monday. Had some things I had to take care of for Monday, so that's why we weren't able to hit with the show. So if you guys are new to here, don't forget to drop a follow, as well as a like and a share. So let's get right into it. So first up, for me, we're going to be doing the NFL draft recap and see the 10 best teams that I have out of the draft that really did well when it came to getting in some really good talent. Damn, there's a lot of people up at 4 in the morning. So first up for me, I'm going to have my Dallas Cowboys. Now, you guys might be saying, well, why the hell do you have the Dallas Cowboys there? They didn't even get their biggest thing, a wide receiver. Well, they were able to pick, in general, they were able to get at number 12, Tyler Booker, who is a monster for a guard from Alabama. And to be honest, I didn't mind the pick from the Cowboys. Why? Because the wide receiver that we wanted, McMillan, was taken by the Panthers. And then on top of that, we could have gotten the guy from that went to Green Bay, but we decided not to go for them. I wish we would have kind of went for them. Henry, appreciate the share. It is always great. And then we went and got in a defensive end from Boston College. I'm not really familiar with him, but I looked at some of his tape. Obviously, it's highlights, but he looks pretty good. Then we got Shaven Reveal Jr., cornerback out of East Carolina. We needed some cornerback depth from last year with all the injuries and stuff like that, so that really was efficient. Jaden Blue, running back out of Texas, that was a pretty good pickup. We needed to help out and get some young guys into our running back room. Then we have Shamar James, linebacker out of Florida, another good pickup. We needed a linebacker. A Johnny Cornelius, offensive tackle from Oregon, another offensive guy. Again, stuff that we needed. Obviously, we got another defensive tackle out of UCLA. We got another running back out of Clemson. And finally, we got a D tackle out of Maryland. Top three needs was wide receiver, running back, and guards. We answered the call when it came to the running backs. We answered the call when it came to the offensive line and the guards. We just didn't get the wide receiver. But I'm happy with the results that we've gotten so far. So I'm going to stick with my Cowboys at number 10. Fox Sports also has them at number 10. Now, for me, you have the Cleveland Browns at number 9. Personally, I don't know what the hell the Cleveland Browns were doing. I really didn't. I wouldn't have Cleveland in this spot here. I would have them out of this top 10. You might. I don't think the Ravens are here, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, the Ravens are at 4. You can bring in, maybe you could put in the Panthers. I mean, they've done some pretty good things. I just don't think. And Washington Commanders could be at 9 here because they've done some really, really, really good things in free agency and in the draft. I don't think Cleveland was smart. They decided to take at number 5 Mason Graham. They dropped back. They could have got Abdul Carter, but they decided to drop back to get a defensive end from Michigan. He's not bad, but he's not Abdul Carter. I don't know why. Then in the 33rd, in the second round pick, they go get a linebacker, Carson Schwarzenegger from UCLA. And I like that pick. I think he's actually really good. Then you get my guy from Ohio State, Jenkins, running back out of Ohio State. I don't understand that. And then you get another pick. You get a tight end. Okay. Then you get Dylan Gabriel, quarterback out of Oregon. Why? Don't know why. Then you get Dylan Sampson, another running back from Tennessee. So you got two running backs, and then you decide to pick Shedeur Sanders at in the 5th round pick. Why the fuck are you picking Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur at the same time? That to me just doesn't make any sense. I get the competition aspect, but man, dude, you got like two quarterbacks, one from Oregon, one from Colorado, and two of them are completely different players. I don't understand why you're wasting picks on that. So I think Cleveland was one of the worst drafts. I'm happy Shedeur got drafted. I think they did them wrong, whatever the case is. But if you were going to pick Shedeur, if you were going to pick Dylan Gabriel, why'd you pick Shedeur? If you were going to pick Shedeur, why'd you pick Dylan Gabriel? Why didn't you take Shedeur earlier? I'm sorry, Shedeur is better than Dylan Gabriel. I don't know why you picked him later. That to me just doesn't make sense. So Cleveland for me is not in the top 9. I'd actually put Washington, maybe the Panthers. They answered some calls. I like the way they did some things. So I'd put them there, not Cleveland. So take Cleveland off the list. They are buns. Already appreciate the follow. Cleveland is absolutely shit. I mean, they're a poverty franchise for a reason, and all due respect to Cleveland Browns fans because you guys are real ones, but goddamn, dude, it is bad. I didn't like their draft at all. Number 8, Fox Sports has the Los Angeles Chargers. And for me, the Chargers, they did fantastic. I like their moves. I keep them at number 8. They got a running back, Mario Hampton from North Carolina, one of the best running backs in the draft outside of Genty. I think he's one of the best ones. This was a good pickup. They needed another sure threat in the running back room, especially with all the injuries they've over the years that they've had. Then you get Trey Harris, wide receiver at Ole Miss, to help out, give some weapons to Justin Herbert. Then you go with a D tackle. They need to shore up that defense with the loss of Bosa. You get Kyle Kennard, which is another defensive end, South Carolina, big guy, dog. I like those picks. You're able to shore up that defensive line, something that they really lacked last year. Then they go get another wide receiver out of Auburn. Then they get a tight end. Then they go get an offensive tackle to help out Justin Herbert. He was getting injured a lot last year and the year before that and getting sacked. R.J. Mickens, another safety from Clemson. And then you get a cornerback from Florida. So their top needs was running back, defensive tackle, and wide receiver. And all three, they were able to shore up. And I really liked their movement there. So I keep Chargers at number 8. Like I said, Cleveland is out of the top 10 for me. I don't think they deserved it. They flunked it this year. Now, the Chicago Bears, for me, the Chicago Bears have been doing great, just very similar to the Commanders in the offseason, free agency, and into the draft. They went nuts. They got a tight end, one of the best tight ends in the game out of Michigan. I like that. Already appreciate the likes. My guy, thank you. And then at number 39th pick, they got another wide receiver from Missouri. Then they got an offensive tackle. Then they get a defensive tackle. Then they get a linebacker. Then they get a cornerback. Then they get an offensive guard. And then they finally get a running back from Rutgers. So they did what they were supposed to do. Their top needs was offensive tackle, safety, and running back, and they answered all those things. Thoughts on Anthony Edwards? Just to take a pause on the the NFL. We're going to be getting to that in just a second. A couple of Soto's podcasts. Appreciate the follow. Anthony Edwards is the deal. He's the real deal. He's that guy. As a Lakers fan, it is tough to see the Lakers lose the last 2 games, which they won. But I'm going to have to go on a limb here. There's 3-1 deficit is a lot closer than people are saying. Do I think that the Lakers have a shot with the group that they have? Yes. Is it going to be hard and is it going to be tough? Yes, it is. I'm just going to say, do not let the Lakers get to Game 7. If the Lakers are able to get to Game 7, it's, mark my words right now, if the Lakers win Game 5 and 6, that's a stretch, if they do, and they get to Game 7, I know they don't have depth J.J. Redick has to work in some other guys. They have a Dalton Connect. They have a Jared Vanbo. He fucked up. He really fucked up in the last game. And I think that's going to come to bite us. Let's hope that he can change some things around. I'm going to let you know that this next game tomorrow on Wednesday at 10 o'clock is going to be much different from the previous two. We're going to play a lot more guys. We're going to see our offense get to rolling. But again, that is another discussion in a little bit. So we're going to get to that. Let me finish up with what we got here for the NFL. New York Giants. For number 6, I'm a Cowboys fan. So I hate the Giants. But I think the Giants didn't do bad. I'm not actually pretty, like, I'm not laughing at them. They actually did a pretty good draft. They got a dual Carter, which best defensive in the draft. Jackson Dart, QB. I didn't understand that. I probably would have went with Shador in this one. I don't like Jackson Dart as much as I like Shador. But again, beggars can't be choosers. They went out and get a defensive tackle. Then they go get a running back, Scottaboo, which is one of the best. I like him a lot. Then they go get an offensive line. They get a tight end. And then they get a cornerback. Everything that they needed, they put in. So I like the Giants at 6. 5, you have the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, Las Vegas gets a lot of knock for a couple things that they've done in the past, but they got Geno Smith, they got Pete Carroll. Now they bring in Ashton Jeanty. Great for Geno Smith. He's a play-action guy. This is what he needs, and he got the run back that they needed. So that's a good pick. Then they pick a wide receiver in the second round out of TCU. Then they get a cornerback. Then they go get offensive line. Then they go get offensive line again, too. Then they get wide receiver. Then they get a defensive tackle, QB/wide receiver from Montana State, another QB, Cam Miller, and then Cody Lindbergh, linebacker. They were able to shore up their running back, their wide receiver, and quarterback situations. So I like the way the Raiders have been doing. Do I think that they're going to be like one of the best teams next year? No. They're going to have probably another year. I don't think they're going to be one of the best teams, but they're definitely going to be able to compete with some of these guys, some of these teams here in the AFC, especially with a good powered offense of Pete Carroll, Geno Smith, and Ashton Jeanty. Not putting all my eggs in a basket for this, but it's not going to be too bad. For Baltimore Ravens, it feels like Baltimore and the Eagles are always in the top 4 to top 5 range, and they're right back to back. The Ravens are 4 and the Eagles are 3. And it's no surprise. They are one of the best teams when it comes to free agency and drafting for the future and the present. It's ridiculous. I don't understand. Both their GMs, the owner, the front office, everything is fantastic for them. And again, I'm a Cowboys fan, so I hate the Eagles with a passion. And I could tell you, they're one of the best when it comes to the draft. It's not even close. So for Baltimore, they were able to get a safety, which they desperately needed. They needed to shore up some things. They were able to change around their defense. Their defense came along in the second half when they changed up where Hamilton went, where a bunch of other guys went, and they were able to put things together. Mike Green, defensive end. Then they got an offensive line. Then they went linebacker. Then they went offensive tackle. And then they went cornerback. They went kicker, which is something that they might be moving on from Justin Tucker. He had that sexual assault thing. That has been put under the water. But again, there's stuff that could come up in the future, as well as he's also not as consistent, and he's getting older. So things are going to have to move. Jack, appreciate the follow. So I think the Ravens are one of the best teams when it comes to drafting. And in general, they're one of the best teams in the AFC and in the NFL. In general, they have Lamar Jackson. They have Mark Andrews. They have Harbaugh. It's ridiculous. Steve, yes, I am up. I have not slept, and I am going to class at 8 o'clock. I'm going to the gym in about an hour. So, okay, I forgot to do my podcast yesterday. So, but yes, I am still up. So yeah, I think the Ravens are on the brink of doing something good next year. I think next year is going to be their year to really make that push to the Super Bowl. I hope, because it's been going back and forth, and I think Lamar Jackson is doing everything he could possibly can, and I really think he's going to make a run for it next year. Now, Philly, like I just talked about, they went just berserk. They decided to get a linebacker, then they went safety, defensive tackle, cornerback, linebacker again. Then they got a center. Then they go QB. Then with Kyle McCord for the future, offensive tackle, and then they go offensive tackle and then defensive end. I mean, their top needs was defensive end, safety, and tight end, and they really hit everything. I mean, for me, tight end, I don't think they really need. I mean, obviously Dallas Goedert keeps getting hurt a little bit. They'll maybe pick somebody up in free agency over the course of the off season, but the Eagles and the Ravens are just they always do in the top five for me. That they gotta stay there. Now Seahawks and New England Patriots. This is where I might change it. I'm actually going to go on a limb here. I might put the Seahawks at number one, and I'm going to take the Patriots at number two. And you might ask why. The answer to me is that the Seahawks, they were able to get a big steal with getting Jalen Milroe. And I think Jalen Milroe is going to turn into that dog, like that real dude that's going to be able to make it pass. Again, they got Sam Darnold. He's not going to be playing at the quarterback position for long. We might not even play halfway through the year, depending on how well he does. I really, really think that the Seahawks are going to be primed and ready for the future. And I think this draft really showed how well they are and advanced. They're ready to go. They were able to get offensive guard, safety, tight end, which they did need, QB. Then they go defensive tackle, wide receiver, tight end again, guard, running back, offensive tackle, and then wide receiver again. Everything they were able to hit. So I think this is a really good prime and ready to roll. I like the Seahawks at one, and I take New England at two. They did amazing. They got offensive tackle. They did everything they could to keep Drake May ready to roll for next season. I really like New England and what they were able to do. So other than that, guys, that will be pretty much it for the NFL recap of just the draft, the top 10 teams that I think were the best out of the draft. And again, like I said, I didn't like the Browns thing. I didn't like the Shador thing. I think that was a bullshit. I think that was all because of maybe his dad, all the interviews that he had coming in there. But that's just the way the Sanders family is. So I just didn't like that. Again, that's another discussion for another day. Obviously, we don't have Irv today. We're going to discuss that in later podcasts leading up to the NFL season, going into the fall next year. But better yet, we're going into the NBA playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you guys really want, right? Because that's what's happening right now. So we're going to be talking about the NBA playoff bracket. One, where my picks are going so far, and on top of that, where I think these series could end up. So first up, as we know, OKC was able to take down Memphis. I'm letting you guys know I picked OKC to win in 6. Why? Because I knew that Ja Morant and Memphis was going to come out strong in Memphis, and they did. Game 3, they should have won. If Ja doesn't get hurt, they obliterate OKC. I'm sorry, I don't care what anybody says. They were on a run and they weren't doing it. He had them figured the fuck out. And Lou Dort decided to trip him, whatever the hell it was. I don't think it was malicious, but he got hurt. He was out. They fumbled the bag big. Then they come into game 4, and you're thinking they're going to get blown the freak out. And no, they lost by 2. So if you had Ja, they win that. And it's a 2-2 series game. And you're going back to OKC, possibly being able to win that game. Probably not, but they at least would have made it a series. And they did. They fought hard the last 2 games. But damn, man, by losing by 51 points or 49 points in the first game, that really put up a stamp on this series where it was must win for those 2 games at Memphis, and they had it. They weren't able to get it. So I was wrong when it came to the picks on the games, but again, obviously I picked OKC to win this game, win the series, and they advanced. Now, the next series is probably the best series in the playoffs today, and that is Denver versus LA. And both of these guys are locked in at 2 games apiece. What a game to end game 4 in LA, where Jokic hits a one-legged step-back fadeaway 3 from the wing, airballs it right to Aaron Gordon, and he slams it through, and they win the game by 2. I don't know what the hell. I have never seen that in the history of basketball that I've been watching. Ever seen a lob/shot attempt that went perfectly into Eric Gordon's hands. Never seen that before. Parade man, Jimmy Buck putting up 27 while hurting is such dedication. Hell yeah, that's why he's called Jimmy Buckets. That's why it's called Playoff Jimmy. Man's a beast. I'm gonna get into that game in just a sec. So I got the Nuggets. I mean, I got the Clippers winning in 6 games. So I think the Clippers are able to win 2 straight. They have played well. They lost game 1. They should have won. They lost game 4 and they should have won. So I'm definitely keeping the Clippers. I think the Clippers have the best chance to take down OKC because OKC versus them is going to be really tough. I mean, yeah, James needs to step up, but James Harden and Kawhi has been playing pretty well. I mean, Kawhi's been both balling. James Harden, yes, again, we're not going to see a James Harden 50 ball that we saw when he was in Houston. But my damn near, he's going to get 20 to 25 a game and give you 10 to 15 assists. We'll take that. Again, they should have won game 4. They should be up 3-1. But they didn't. It is what it is. So I got Clippers winning in 6. Now the Lakers game. As you guys know, if you guys follow my page, and if you don't, you should drop that follow. We'll be able to be doing this throughout the whole NBA playoffs as well as the offseason. But I'm a Lakers fan. And it is sad to see, Parade Man, appreciate the follow. It is sad to see the Lakers being down 3-1 because it doesn't feel like we're down 3-1. It feels like if the ball goes a different direction, we're up 3-1. So, I mean, there is a lot to this game, to the series that is coming to down the wire. Now, as you guys are looking at it, you guys might say, well, the Lakers are done. The series is over. They're losing in 5 games. I am not a biased Lakers fan. I am a realistic guy and looking at the roster. We don't have a good roster when it comes to depth. But when you have Luka and LeBron on the same team, you can't deny that them going out like this just doesn't look right. It doesn't feel right. I feel in my life, in my heart, that if the Lakers get to a game 7, or no, if the Lakers get game 5 in a pretty good sense, and they're able to go back to Minnesota and take game 6, and if you're telling me that you're gonna have a game 7 in Crypto.com arena between LeBron James and Luka and Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle, there's nobody on the fucking planet Earth that's gonna convince me and tell me that you're going to take Julius Randle and Anthony Edwards, even though he is clutch as shit and I love him to death. He's a great player and dude, he is awesome. But there's nobody on the planet that's telling me that you're going to take Luka and you're not going to take Luka and LeBron in a game 7 versus the Timberwolves with Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle. Sorry, there's no one that's going to convince me and tell me that that's something that you guys are believing. So I think if the Lakers are able to win it convincingly in game 5, then you look at game 6. If they're able to take game 6, you give LeBron and Luka to a game 7 after a 3-1 cup, they're not losing the series. Sorry right there. I'm calling right now. Don't let them get to a game 7. If they get to a game 7, the Lakers are winning. They need to finish it off either in game 5 or game 6. But if you give them the momentum in game 5, heading into game 6, where they need one win to get that chance, it's going to be tough. But we'll see. I mean, they could lose tomorrow at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. They could lose, and the season's over. But I got faith that we're going to have a master class out of Luka and LeBron. JJ Redick's going to play everybody else, and we're going to have everybody come together. We're going to have one hell of a run. Just watch. Now, Warriors-Rockets, one hell of a series going on so far. I love it. And the Warriors are up 3-1. I got the Warriors winning in 6. I think the Rockets win game, I believe it's game 5. Yeah, I think the Rockets win game 5 back in Houston. And then game 6 at the Bay. Yeah, I mean, at the Chase Center. They get the job done in front of their fans, and they advance to the second round. Wholeheartedly, that's what I believe. So I got Warriors in 6. Jimmy Buckets is just unreal. He can be injured and come all the way back. He's crazy. I love him to death. So I'm going to say that the Warriors are winning game 6 in 6 games. I got the Nuggets, the Clippers winning in 6 games. I got the Lakers. Obviously, I had them winning in 6, but obviously we can't fucking get 2 wins. So they got to win in game 7. Now, Warriors in 5, what I say. Well, again, I'm not saying that Yeah, I know what you meant. I know what you meant in the second round. Again, that's possibly Wolves and things. I'm just saying, don't count out LeBron and Luca. I can't until they're over. Until the bell, the buzzer rings off in game five. I ain't calling nothing. Um, Warriors in five. What I say? Well, I got Warriors in six, so I think Rockets are winning game five in Houston, and they'll the Warriors will close it out in game six. Now to the East. If Buddy keeps it up and Jimmy's fine, they can win game five. Up potentially, like I said, I just want to see them win at the Chase Center. It would be pretty cool. Now Cavaliers absolutely smoked the Heat. I'm not even gonna get into that series. That series was abysmal. It was bad. It was really bad, especially just last night's game. Oh my god, that was terrible. Indiana, Milwaukee, it sucks because Milwaukee lost Dame. If they had Dame for the full game, I think they would have definitely been able to tie up the series. But Dame got hurt in the first quarter with like 8 minutes left in the game. In the first quarter, I think that really hurt them, and they just couldn't recover from that. So I got the Pacers closing out the Bucks in game five, sadly, because I wanted the Bucks to win in seven. So right now, if everything goes right and the Lakers able to come back, whatever the case is, I would have lost one series. So no perfect bracket for me, unless the Bucks making an unreal comeback that I don't see coming. But I don't think that's happening. Knicks and Pistons. I have the Knicks winning in 7 games, but it looks like right now this is another 3-1 deficit that doesn't seem like a 3-1 deficit. Like the Rockets Warriors a little bit, but the Lakers Timberwolves and Knicks Pistons, those two series do not seem like a 3-1 deficit. They seem like it's tied up 2-2 going into game 5. I don't know what you guys think, but I think that's just how it feels like. And all these games are so close that they like the Pistons should have won the last 2 games. They should be up 3-1 right now, or at least 2-2. So I got the Pistons. I don't think I got the Pistons coming back into 7 games. I don't think they're winning 2 straight, but there's a possibility. But obviously, I still have the Knicks winning the series. First off, laughing, I ain't no little bro, so don't call me little. And Knicks run the NBA. Knicks do not run the NBA. Have you watched for the last 15 years? They do not run the NBA at all. So just to let you know, they don't run the NBA. It's not even close. So just to give you an FYI, watch basketball and understand that they do not run the NBA. Not even close. They have been good and they've been okay. They don't run the NBA. The last 20 years, they have been literally up and down, up and down, up and down. Affy Taffy, you're threatening me over a phone. Like, bruh, I don't give a shit. Like, you're funny. like you are the people that I laugh at because you're threatening me over on chat, and it's about basketball. It's about basketball. It's just basketball, to be honest. I'm quoting LeBron right now. It's just basketball. And you're saying I'm going to have to see you outside. That's crazy talk, dude. That's crazy. And it's no disrespect. I like New York. I love the city. I love the Knicks. I do. And I'm happy that the Knicks are finally doing something. And I have the Knicks winning the series. So I don't know where the disrespect is. I have the Knicks winning the series. I actually have the Knicks going. I actually might have the Knicks beating Boston, depending on what the fuck happens. So I think you should hold your horses on what you're talking about. So maybe quiet over there, because I don't know who the fuck you are coming in my chat and saying that I'm disrespecting the Knicks. I'm not. I'm actually one of the few people that actually are not a Knicks fan, that actually like them and actually give a shit. So now moving on. Boston versus the Magic. This series is also something that was a little closer than I would have expected when it comes to games wise, but in the grand scheme of things, no, I didn't take the bait. I mean, if I took the bait, then what would have happened is I would be yelling at you right now and cursing you out, but I'm not. So like, it's not a bait. Now, if you got me real good, it would have been like, oh, fuck you, you piece of shit. I didn't curse you out at all. I just told you facts of what I've been saying. And if you look back at my TikToks and stuff on my podcast and actually watch, you'll see that I defend the Knicks a lot, where people slander the shit out of them for no fucking reason. So yes, there's no bait though, just to let you know. But back to what I'm saying, the Magic versus the Boston, a lot closer than I anticipated games. Basketball visuals, you go to sleep. I don't need to go to sleep. You go to sleep. I don't need to go to sleep. But appreciate the comments. Appreciate it. If you want to drop a follow, that'll be great. But I don't need to sleep. I don't need to go to sleep. I'm fine. Trust. It's not my bedtime. 21 in college, not my bedtime. I got shit to do. So I got somewhere to be. Obviously, I don't know where you're at, but I got stuff. I have stuff to do. So, Magic versus Boston. Like I said, stuff gone a little tricky when it comes to this series. I mean, there's a lot of the physicality in the playoffs this year is absolutely off the chains, which I love. But the Magic is absolutely, like, literally, them and Boston are gonna fight. Like, if this series would be able to get to a game 7, like, just imagine the fighting that it would happen. I mean, we're already getting texts. We're already getting bad fouls. We're already getting stuff. I mean, the Houston and the Warriors series as well. It's going crazy there. So physicality is great. And it's great something for the NBA that needed. As you knew, the views were down early. It was just bullshit. And now we've actually gotten better, where, like, we can actually see some physicality, some stuff that we used to see back then that we really rarely see now. So I think that's good for the game. But yeah, Boston wins next game. They win in 5. I picked them to win in 5. So so far we were right with Cleveland winning in 4-0. We would be right here with Boston winning in 5. And if everything goes correct, the only series that we got wrong, series picks wise, like the games, would be OKC and Memphis. But realistically, it should have been 2-2 right now, but whatever. But the only team-wise would be wrong if everything goes to plan, which I think it will be. It would only be Milwaukee, where obviously Dame got hurt, to try to tie up that series 2 games apiece. But it is what it is. Pacers, parlay popper Pacers. You think the Pacers are going to win tomorrow? Yes, Zack, as we have the same name. Yeah, I got the Pacers winning tomorrow, closing it out. I mean, unless it's an unworthy performance with, like, Giannis drops 60, I don't see the Bucks doing really anything, unless, like, Gary Trent goes off for 15 threes. Like, I don't really see it happening again. So I would say, yeah, what's up, Zack? Nice to meet you too. So I would probably say that, like, the Bucks are losing, but I mean, I would like to see this series extend. It's pretty back and forth when it comes to, like, talking and trash talking, but I think the Pacers win. It's not even close. Knicks win in 5. Oh yeah, Bucks or Pacers today. Like I said, I'm taking the Pacers today. I would like to see the Bucks win to extend the series, but I think the Pacers win. Knicks money line is super scary. What's the money line? I haven't checked it yet. I do my picks later. So what's the money line? Bro, can you help build my fantasy lineup for a Pacers Bucks game? Sure. Just DM me on TikTok or Instagram. My Instagram is the Fire Sports Pod. I have it in my bio on my TikTok, so you could just DM me. Pistons in 7. Like I said, dude, Dwight, I love the Pistons. I love their gritty ass team. I think they're great for the NBA. I think the NBA needed this type of team, that gritty grinder team. But I think I had the Knicks winning in 7. I think Pistons next year, dude. Next year is their year. Very similar to the Rockets, kind of. I think Rockets next year is gonna be a pretty good squad. They're gonna, obviously, they were number 2 in the West this year, but I think they're gonna have a good run. I just think their players got to get a little bit older and that experience, and I think this helps the Knicks. I mean, this helps the Pistons and the Rockets this year. Stewart returns for Game 5. Like I said, I have the Pistons going to a Game 7 in New York, but I have New York winning it. Again, Stewart's great. I mean, he's obviously, he's the aggressor. He's that guy. They can do it. The Pistons should be up right now 3-1. If you look back at the last 2 games, realistically, they should be up 3-1 right now. So I get you, Stewart. Dwight. I get you big time, but I still got the Knicks in 7. I don't think they go out first round to the Pistons, but next year the Pistons going to be great, dude. Awesome. Just following mentions. Dan, I got your follow. Also for the Rockets, Jalen Green has to become more consistent. That has been his problem. Jalen Green is a great scorer, but he is so inconsistent. It pisses me off. I'm not even a freaking Rockets fan. I'm not even a guy like I like Jalen Green, respect him big time. Think he's a great performer, but I'm not. I don't like him. I'm not a crazy fan for him, but he is great. Um, and I don't understand why he's so inconsistent. It's ridiculous. Like he'll drop 35 and then drop an 8. Like what? Like or 4. Like I don't get it. It's ridiculous. How much did he even have today? He had 8 points. He had 8 points, Zach. Already just said in the chat. He had 8 fucking points. How do you have 8 points in game 4? Like in the first round against Golden State. Like if he has his normal 20, they blow out the Warriors by over 10 points. Like I don't get it. Dwight, appreciate the follow, man. I appreciate that, man. So yeah, guys, I mean the playoffs right now, the first round has been amazing. And tell me no, I think the first round has been awesome. I can't wait for the second, the third, and then the finals. It's gonna be fantastic. Even if the Lakers don't get there, I don't care. I just like watch good basketball and great basketball. And so far, we've been watching some pretty good basketball. Obviously, other than the Cleveland and Miami game, the series, that shit was ass. But OKC wasn't that bad against Memphis, other than the first game. But the last two were great games. Physical, everything. Zach, appreciate the follow. If he scored, they would have won, but the shots he took were terrible. Exactly. And that's where I'm like, bro, what is happening? This has been one of the best playoffs in a while. I said the last 2 years, I said in the start of last year's playoffs, I said this playoffs is going to be electric. And then going into this year's playoffs, I said this playoffs is going to be the best playoffs we've ever seen in a long, long, long time. Really long time. Like back maybe in the 2010s. It's been that long since we had this good of a playoffs where all these teams are stacked. Even Memphis, like if Ja doesn't get hurt, we're looking at a 2-2 series against the best team in the West and in the league record-wise. So like, I don't know. This series has been fantastic. And I appreciate all the likes, the follows, the shares, the comments. You guys are awesome. Always appreciative. But yeah, guys, I don't know if you guys like it. I don't know if you guys are into it, but I'm moving on from the NBA and I'm going into the NHL. Warriors vs. Cavs NBA Finals, just like the good old days. That would be pretty cool. Obviously, no LeBron, so it's a different type of game. But that would be crazy ass finals, no doubt. Cleveland definitely has a shot to get there. I just think Boston, dude, they are so well rounded. It's ridiculous. But obviously, I like Cleveland. I hate Boston, but we'll see when we get there. I'm not going to go crazy into that. We'll see when we get there. But guys, I got to move on to the NHL. And I don't know if you guys are NHL fans, but I'm a big NHL guy. I'm a Rangers fan, so obviously my Rangers are not in the playoffs right now. They had a pretty bad year this year. But nonetheless, this has still been a very good playoffs. You have Winnipeg, the number 1 team, tied with St. Louis at 2 games apiece. A lot of people picking St. Louis to win this game in 6 games. In this series in 6 games. To me, I don't think that's the case. I like Winnipeg a lot. And I don't care what the series is. I got the Winnipeg Jets winning and advancing. I have them winning in 6 games. So I got Winnipeg winning in 6, or I had them winning in 5. Obviously, that's not happening. I forgot what I put, but I had Winnipeg winning the series nonetheless. Colorado and Dallas. I had Dallas beating Colorado, and they're up 3 games to 2. They blew out Colorado last night. So I got Dallas winning this series. I had this series going to 7. I think it goes to 7. I think Dallas wins. And then you have Vegas versus Minnesota. I have Minnesota upsetting Vegas. I had this series going, I believe, 7 games, and Minnesota getting the win. Minnesota is playing out of their mind, and they have been a very good team from start to finish. They had a bit of a slump in midway through the season for the NHL, and then they kind of catapulted at the end and into the playoffs. They have been playing great against Vegas, and Vegas has been playing great as well. It's series tied up 2 games apiece, so I have Minnesota winning this series. LA versus the Oilers. LA smacked the shit out of the Oilers. I believe it was game 1 or game 2, whatever the case was. They killed them, and everyone was like, "All right, LA's beating the Oilers, ain't gonna be nothing." And then the Oilers came out of nowhere the last 2 games and beat them. And this series is fantastic. We're going to probably have 3 game 7s on the left side of the bracket, potentially. You have the Dallas, Colorado, Vegas, Minnesota, and LA Oilers. Potentially 3 game 7s in the playoffs in the first round. That's ridiculous. Now we move on. I have the Oilers advancing to beat the LA Kings to go to the next round. Now we move to the right side of the bracket where you got Toronto and Ottawa. Ottawa should have won I believe the last game or the 2 games before, whatever that was. It was a close game. They lost 4-3. I think it was last game that they just played. They lost. I think Toronto is winning. I had them winning in 5 anyway, so it looks like they're going to win 5. I got Toronto winning. Tampa, Florida. I picked, yes, I'm from Jersey. Born and raised. Florida is up 3-1. And to be honest, I got Florida winning in 6. I had the Tampa Bay winning last night, but they lost. So I think the Florida Panthers win still in 6 games. I don't think the Tampa Bay is going out like that. Appreciate it, Average Joe. Thanks. So I don't think they're going out like that. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you. I don't think they're going out like that. I really don't. I think Tampa Bay is going to get one more win, and then Florida's going to close them out in 6 games. Then you have Washington versus Montreal. I thought Montreal could make this a series at least to 6 games. So I have Washington winning in 6 games, but Montreal doesn't win next. I mean, the series is over in 5. Wouldn't be surprised, but again, I still have Washington advancing. So I mean that's an okay series for me with Washington and Montreal. The Devils, man, and the Hurricanes, that really fucked my shit up, dude. I went as a Rangers fan. I decided to go with the goddamn Devils. Like, that's crazy. I decided to go with the Devils, and I hate them. And more or less, it's the people that are around me that like them that just talk so much shit. It's ridiculous. But nonetheless, they made it to the playoffs. The Rangers didn't. But man, the Hurricanes, dude, bro. The Devils, they got injured game 1. They had 3 guys get injured that were big-time dudes for them. Not to mention their best player, Jack Hughes, is out and has been out for a while. Dude, if the Devils were able to be fully healthy, they had a shot to make a run for the cup. But even with those 3 guys, they at least would have beat the Hurricanes, and they would probably play Washington. That's where I had them losing to Washington in the second round. But it doesn't look good. So I got the Hurricanes beating the Devils. I had the Devils winning, but I got the Hurricanes beating the Devils, obviously, next game. I just don't have any more faith for the Devils. They just didn't show me any faith in the last game. They kind of got slaughtered. So I got the Devils losing. So my matchups, if everything goes right, I would have picked every game and every series correct, except for the Devils and the Hurricanes, which sucks because like I could at least had a perfect bracket when it came to my picks, and they would have been in a run to win something. But obviously, you need a perfect bracket to do some of these things, and we didn't pick the perfect bracket. So it is what it is. But other than that, guys, that would be pretty much it. I mean, it is 4:44. I got to get ready to eat some breakfast and get to the gym. But I appreciate all the support. Didn't really think anybody was out and up around this time. I mean, I'm happy for the people that dropped those follows, those likes and comments. Had a great time chatting it up with you guys in the chat. Again, I am not a hater. I am a straightforward dude when it comes to basketball, when it comes to all sports. I will tell you how it is. Even if I'm a Cowboys fan, even if I'm a Yankees fan, even if I'm a Rangers fan, even if I'm a Lakers fan, I will let you know what the deal is and if we're really good or not. I ain't no biased. I know the Cowboys suck. I know the Lakers are not playing their best ball right now, and they can't get the job done. Hopefully they can come back in this. I know the Rangers suck right now, and I know the Yankees are up and down every year. So hopefully we got some stuff. How you feel about Ant? Again, Average Joe. Anthony Edwards is the real deal, man. The real motherfucking deal. He is that guy. And we got to do something about it. We really do. It's gotta be a collective effort, though. We can't just say, let's keep the same starting 5 in for the entire fucking game and say, hey, you know what? It is what it is. Let's just keep them in. Let's hope they don't get tired. Naturally, they're going to get tired. They're older. Luka, yes, he's younger, but he's not that in-shape guy. He's not Anthony Edwards, like he can play all that. Now, LeBron's 40, dude. Even though he's the best in shape out of everybody on this freaking planet, It's no way. Absolutely no way. Alfred Sengun, with with a laughing face. I would assume you're laughing because he missed the shot over Draymond. Well, I mean, it is what it is. It's sports. You miss, and you make. It is what it is. But I'll stay on for you guys for a little bit if you guys want to talk some sports. But other than that, for the podcast, appreciate all the support out there. I'll catch you guys on Friday for season 7, episode number 26. Here today was Recap Tuesday, season 7, episode number 25 here on the Fire Sports Pod, where everything we got is hot. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you all on Friday. Peace out.